Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. Okay, y'all, this is going to be a doozy. All right, and this is also going to be a call in at the same time. So, what I would like for you all to do is this is going to be kind of a panel discussion amongst men. All right. And there's only a few women that I will allow in this discussion. And they are seasoned women, and they're women we can trust to give good advice. And that one would be Bertha, Charlotte if she show up from England. All right, and so that's basically it. So let me greet everybody real quick. Pavorten hardu gudag ola oitedbain vasis los bonjour mes amis. Quero bawani konnichiwa. Ni hao ni ama sani bonani jambo habarigani assalamu alaikum shalom. Kumusta ka, kumusta po kayo, talafa lava sois fua. Alright. So let's get to the breakdown of the breakdowns right here. Alright. There's going to be some just serious foolishness that we're really going to have to be aware of. Okay, that we're really going to have to be aware of. All right, and a couple of things that I want y'all to keep in mind. And that is that if we as a nation of people, talking about the Afro people, are not acting in the interest of the nation, Afro people, which is governed by primarily the men, then we have no nation. Now, when you look at it, and this is going to be the beginning of that, and you start looking at all the data, and remember, before Kevin Samuels, before anybody, not even Tommy was doing it, I was the one putting out all the data way back when. Okay? So before all of that, people was kind of understanding, right? But then because of simp culture, now y'all remember that my subscribing things used to be in the 20,000s. I was getting basically, what was it like? A lot of videos were getting 1 million views. I was at least getting 100,000 views per most of my videos. And my viewership was globally. That's how I learned all the languages. All right. Black women got together and shut that down. All right. When they got together and shut that down, and I saved the Facebook pictures, I saved the screenshots of their whole meeting that they had on here. I saved them because while the media wants us to forget what these women did to Afro men, remember, they didn't go after ghetto gaggers. They didn't go after white racists. They talk about, I hear so much about the white racists all the time, but I never see any white racists of the so-called black people, pro-blacks, go after them. No, they don't go after them. Who they go after is the Afro men. And for what reason do they go after the Afro men? To protect the honor of women that don't have any honor. And you can't have honor if you're not with men of honor, right? And so this is the thing that a lot of brothers are starting to wake up to. This is the thing that a lot of brothers are starting to wake up to. Brothers are saying, "Hey, wait a minute." Um, I was looking at a couple of posts, and brothers was legitimately calling the Black American women traitors. And we're going to discuss this, right? Because this is no longer the battle of the sexes. All right. This is no longer the battle of the sexes, which means this is very, very bad news for the Black American woman. When dudes start looking at you, I said this about movies, and some of y'all know I've repeated this about the movies. My thing about the movies was this, that in the movies, when you ever watch the movie, the traitor gets used, and then the big baddie that used the traitor usually destroys the traitor. Why? Because they were a traitor. You know, the old famous, "All right, I did what you asked me to do. I betrayed everybody in my family. I want what's coming to me." And then, the guy usually gets killed on the spot. And we're going to give you what you earned. And then they usually kill the traitor. In every villain, that's what the villains do. All right, I want you to understand something about these villains and these people writing these movies and these people writing about the character of Caucasian society. All right, and we're going to discuss another person, and that's the betrayal of Afro people and our image by Ta-Nehisi Coates. All right. Him and the people that produced the Black Panther, again, would be seen by a lot of Afro men as traitors to the Afro community. And this is why we say to the community, when you can't raise children in relative safety, security, understanding that they're being raised by people that's going to be able to push knowledge whereby the children can succeed, that community is a failure. When children don't have anything but to grow up in fear, okay, and worse than that, not only are they growing up in fear, but the only lesson they are taught is to fear, because the only ones teaching them are the women, and they can't teach them to be strong. They teach they teach the opposite. They rob the male child of his strength and then tell the female child that she needs to be strong, independent, so you don't need no man. All right. I want y'all to think about that for a second. Strong, independent, so you don't need no man. You don't need no man. All right. We've heard this over and over again. All right. And so a couple of things that I realized today when I was thinking. I'm kind of always thinking though, so. One of the things that we brought up time and time again is the Black American woman. And let me say this. And this is why I use BAW. I need to single them out, is because what's going on in the United States is not going on amongst Afro people across the world. Now, the betrayal of the community by the Black women in the diaspora, that's going on. All right. But if you listen to African women come up here and talk, and they're running game too. They're running game on the of the African men. All right, they're lying on them because the African man will come and straighten them out. The men in general will come straighten them out. But what they try to do is they got so comfortable with the Black American women dissing the good Afro men in America. They got so comfortable with the simping men like Ta-Nehisi Coates. And I'll tell you why he has been one of the most destructive forces to the image of Afro men, thereby the entire community. Because he took away the pinnacle of a Afro male role model, simped it down, robbed it of power, all for some feminist BS. I don't care who his people were. He sold us out. And he did it with the pen. All right. And we'll get into that. All right. And we'll get into what has come to fruition as a result of him specifically. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. All right, brothers. All right, so I'm back. All right, so what's been going on is that we, the good Afro men, are being betrayed by everybody in the community. And even the thugs are starting to wake up to the onslaught against the Afro men. And basically, when you look around to what's going on Facebook and what people are saying on Facebook, they are starting to flat out call the Black women traitors to the entire community. When you destroy the men, this is in all societies. When you destroy the men, you could just take over the rest of the community. The women then becomes the spoils. All right. And so what they did, they made the agreement for the BAW to destroy the men, and they would become the spoils for the Caucasians. At least that's what's in the BAW's mind. But again, go to the movies. When you look in the movies, what is the trope that you see? In the movies, the trope that you always see is they get rid of the traitor. All right. So I'm holding this thing up, right? It said, no, not Pooky, don't even get that government assistance. All right, so let me explain what I mean here. All right, let me explain what I mean by the title. All right, the same women getting government assistance, welfare, and Section 8 housing. They say they want a good man, right? But they're the ones that's getting Section 8 housing. They're the ones that getting government assistance. And so they don't have a problem making babies by Pooky and Ray Ray in them. So the women that get Section 8 and housing, that they don't have a problem raising a child on less than $12,000 a year. All right. Multiple children, maybe a house of four, maybe on $12,000 a year. They don't have a problem with that because everything is subsidized. Okay. They're the ones that's getting that. Those same women, when coming to a good man who now think they're all tens, and the reason why they think they're tens is because of the simps. All right. So they think they're tens. They ignore all the stats. Y'all seen the graphs and stuff that I put up. The poverty outlook for a child being raised by a single mother. And the worst group is the single black mothers, according to the stats. All right. We had the Moynihan report. The video where you listen to them girls say, I don't need no man. My mama didn't have a man. We got welfare. And then the young boy, pretty boy with the curly hair that was pumping out all these babies, he said he didn't have to worry about nothing because of welfare. So welfare made everybody in a single mama household irresponsible. And because she gets to throw out the man, throw away the man, the good man, that would bring order to this type of chaos, there is no one left to have order. You got the BAW in charge, and she is going to milk it for all it's worth for her own benefit. This is why in most of our homes when we were growing up, there was always plenty of drug dealers and drugs in the home, but not much food. There was never much food. And then you grow up and think, damn, these women were getting a lot of food stamps for all these children. How come they never had food? They sell them. Because after all, the children weren't important. The only thing that was important was how they feel, their feelings. They created this simp culture, and then this simp culture took it to a whole nother level. Okay? It took it to a whole nother level. It took it to the level where the simps have the women think, no matter how many children I got, how big I get, I'm still a 10. Think about what they did with Lizzo. For shizzle my nizzle. All right. And so the majority of BAWs don't look like the picture you see. We know the rate. The majority of BAWs that end up in these Instagram posts are this. And they're being run through by the minority of thugs. And let's be honest, they're only being run through. All right. What's up, Choose Your Own Path? What's up, King Groove? Hey, Daniel, what's going down? Hey, what's up, Captain Marvel? What's up, YouTube? Simplified Texas Marine. Let's see who else is in here. A troll. Wow, these trolls came quick today. All right. Hey, what's up, David Bowman? Hey, what's up, Walk 434? Hey, Zimaloo, what's going down? Young Boy 24, what's up? Oh, Country Boy, he's up in here too. Antonio Johnson. Let's see. What's up, SC Made? Hey, Captain Marvel. Hey, Dupree, what's going on? Okay, so with this one, so this is going to be a discussion, and And so I'm laying down the backdrop of this discussion to be had tonight. All right. For solutions. And some of the times the solutions, and this is what's happening. What's happening is when you start thinking that the only purpose that those who have been against you have is to betray you, all right, then what's your solution to dealing with that type of betrayal, where you come to the understanding that those you were in combat with, you were in combat not because you had a disagreement that both of you were trying to fix. Their objective was to get you to not see what was really going on so that they can continue to betray you because they were traitors. And this is the thing. I was looking on Facebook. This is what a lot of dudes are waking up to. They are saying that the Black women are traitors to the Afro community and to us as Afro men. And there has to be a type of solution to that, because if they're traitors, that means anyone that supports them and keeps shouting them out and propping them up can also be considered traitors. Okay, y'all, we know where to get our chickens from. There you go. What you producing, chicken and eggs? All right. So here's the thing. So, brothers, you don't know how self-sufficient we really are just as brothers. All right. Oh yeah, don't forget to get thumbs up for the algorithm. All right. Now, there is a thing where it says the good shall be called bad and bad shall be called good. Right? They called the good Afro man sellouts. They called us everything but a child of God. You know, the old proverbial, oh, I'm everything but a child of God. Right? And so this is that legacy. All right. You had brothers like me. I just wasn't putting up with it. I got my passport and I busted a move. And as soon as the girls got out of the house, I was out of there. I packed my stuff in storage and I was out. I was like, the United States don't have anything for me. None of the women, although I was attracted to them, although I cared for them, all right, I found out the hard way they really didn't care for me. Not enough to give me what I need, because they didn't care about what I need. They only cared about what they wanted to give me. All right. I was feeling like they had so many secrets going on. It was ridiculous. All right. They had all these secrets going on. Right. So I was like, well, they're not giving me what I need because I don't matter to them. Because it was just my turn. All right. And so since 2009, I've been trying to tell people what they are just now starting to realize in 2022. Now, some of y'all who've been with me at least since 2013 know this. A lot of my talking points are making its rounds on this YouTube thing, and people don't even know that they come from me. And because they don't know it, that they come from me, they don't really understand the whole question like, what do women bring to the table? That was my thing. That was my discussion in 2013. All right. A lot of stuff that Kevin Samuels is saying are from my videos in 2013. And there's this other group, they're starting to get upset at him because he didn't come at Nicki Minaj like he should have. But then again, she's famous. That was a mutual thing to make himself more popular, and for her to actually, she actually took him down a peg. Period. She took him down a peg because she made him look like a hypocrite. Right? And that's basically it. So the men are waking up to this scary fact that they're starting to understand that the BW's man, her husband, is the government. And she loves this government no matter how wicked it treats the Afro people. All right, she gets emotionally charged when something happened, but she'll put the same people back in government so long as they give her not real justice, not real laws, but a token symbol. Oh, I'm gonna have a black vice president who goes over to the European Union and basically solidifies, and not only solidifies, but gives the see, yep, the Ukraine will, yep. It came from the mouth of the vice president. Yeah, Ukraine, come on over into NATO. And you have to ask yourself, wow. And so now people's like, oh, Russia do got beef. Now, I'm not a pure government type of person, but I know better than to say something like that in the middle of hostility when you're trying to de-escalate. But maybe they're not. Why would they send her? But I mean, she identifies as a BAW. So these women are losing on our ends as how their image is being taken a hit. Because remember, they supported her. Right? And they put up another woman, Supreme Court. Right? But they're looking at her husband. And when you look at her husband, you'd be like, nope, she don't represent us, never did represent us. She represent her daddy. And her daddy is not the Afro community, is not a part of the Afro community. Probably whose ancestors had part in destroying the Afro community. But women don't care because their image, they want to climb up that Caucasian government ladder. And all that's all that that matters to them. Okay. Whoo, Lord have mercy. Yeah, she out, and now she out in jail. All right. Like I said, the BW image is taking hits everywhere. Now, when we talk about Brittany Griner and the betrayal to the Afro community, let's talk about the women that went to the Middle East, and I think they're still in prison right now because they said we're going to take the stuff we're allowed to do in the United States, come to a country where it is against the law. It is against their spiritual laws. It is against the commandments of the God that they serve. And they don't play that. But the BW said, well, we're American black women, so we're gonna do whatever the hell we like, and they're in prison. Oh, and guess who don't have their back? Right? Because they should have known better. All right, so remember, this is the betrayal, the treason we're talking about. They've gotten to the country, so comfortable that they feel like they could do anything they want anywhere because they're allowed to do anything they want to do here. All right. Okay. And that's basically it. Right. And they said, well, I could do whatever the hell I want in the United States. I could destroy my people. I could destroy these children through abortion. Oh, no problem. All right. No problem. Now, let me talk to country boy. Talk about country boy for a minute. All right, this dude is doing all of this, right? And so long as he can, keep them chickens healthy and stuff like that, this is our market right here. This is our market right here. This is the person that we can go to as brethren and buy from and trade with. We got to go back old school, y'all. Some of y'all know me. A lot of stuff I get because I barter. I barter here. I barter everywhere I go. Thanks, Dupree. All right. Everywhere I go. All right. Now, here's the thing. Warning comes before destruction. That's the most high thing. All right. That's going to be the link for anybody that wants to pop in. All right. Warning comes before destruction. All right. And so let me break some things down real quick that I want to discuss. And then after I break these down, let me see. Don't forget to get them thumbs up. Let me see. Okay, my Cash App for those who like to donate to what we do in the community. That's in the description box. My PayPal me is in the description box. If you like to donate for how this channel helps out the community. And we're taking a lot of stuff to the Palenque trip, the Palenque. That's gonna y'all it's gonna be on when I get there. Okay, let's see. All right, there's my email. All right, for the next 10 days until the 10th, I'm not going to be on TikTok. I can't answer anything. And I'm gonna start leaving them alone for a little bit because they're getting foolish. What happened is I put up when the Russians started to attack. There was an overlay as to what they were aiming at, right? And what I showed was a map of where the biological weapons labs were and where the missiles hit primarily. And that's what they banned. And that didn't come from me. That came from a source that was vetted to be legit. Hey, so that's where we get our eggs from. All right. Well, see, here's the thing. It's all about money for a lot of these people. All right. Almost everybody on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and stuff, they're saying information now that's old information or should be to those that watch this channel because they want fame and fortune. All right. Y'all know that everything that this channel has ever made went back to helping children. It wasn't about fame and fortune. All right. And so, and then remember, this channel lost a lot of subscribers, but it was like, well, the important people are going to be here. The people that's been supporting me, they're going to be here. All right. And so that's basically it. I was like, it's going to be a smaller group. Okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the smaller group. All right. And so they didn't understand that I'm just trying to keep it real. And I'm just trying to be effective. I'm looking out for my community, but I'm not looking out for my community just because of the skin. I'm looking out for the children primarily. All right. Hey, what's up, Only Premium Solo TV? Let's see. Who else popped in here? It works the same way here. If you watch some of my videos that I posted up, especially when I go into town and stuff, but people that's selling stuff outside, you just barter if it's clothes and stuff. I don't barter when it's food and when somebody's cooking stuff. Okay. I just, whatever, because it's the same price for everybody. But like for stuff, like tour stuff or stuff I want to bring home for people, yeah, I barter. All right. Um, or if I need to get something, anything I need to get on the street. All right. If there's not a price marked on it, if they don't have a price tag marked on it, it's you barter. That's how that works. All right. So now let's start breaking some stuff down. Let's start breaking some stuff down. All right. Because in all that getting, I want y'all to really get an understanding. All right. I want you to really get an understanding. All right. One of the things is this. People don't really understand the betrayal because in our community, everything has went transferred over to, well, let's just get that booty. If she got a nice shape, she could get away with anything. All right. There is absolutely no control, no metric, no one that holds these women accountable for anything. The older women don't hold them accountable because, quiet as it's kept, the older women taught these women to be this way. They taught their sons to be weak, right? And so they taught these women, you are strong and independent. You don't need no man. Can't no man tell you what to do. Right? But the irony is that the one man that could tell them what to do, that wants them destroyed, that's who they listen to. And they do everything he says to do. as they watch the community get destroyed as a result of their decisions. And he's like rubbing his hands like, yeah, like an evil villain. All right. The community was totally sold out by these women. Totally sold out. They went and got this education, and it turned out to be a chain around their ankle. This girl went up, dissed a bunch of Afro men that were rich, richer than the man she had. We know who she married. And she still want to have so-called black credibility. She took that Caucasian man's child, because that's his child, and did what was dishonorable. Try to dress the children up in African garb, as if that was going to make her decision okay. All right. Once that it is the men that are counted, and you, the child is who the father is. Let me put it to you like this, and this is a pure example of it. She's going to try to tell her children to identify as black. But because her father is Caucasian, a Caucasian millionaire, they're going to get the benefits of Caucasian people. Am I back? Okay, seem like, yeah. All right, and so that's basically it. All right. And so that's the thing. And this is why I say it's a disservice to that Caucasian man, because it is. All right. She picked him, so she lives with that. You can't be like wishy-washy. All right. You can't get back what you gave away. You can't make your children who they're not. They're not us, they're him. And that is a disservice to that man that she married. All right. And so basically, they advertise all the time this. They keep saying that they don't need no man, that a man, now that they want a man with all this stuff going on, now they're like, oh, wow, my little more of a struggle now because of everything, because I voted for somebody, the BAW, because they voted for somebody who he didn't even make promises to them. They thought they were going to be entitled to stuff, and it's made life worse for everybody in the world. And they are still the only women that I know in the world, but let's say in the United States, that requires their man, they say the black men are our men. No, we're not. Just like they don't belong to us, we don't belong to them. But we never belonged to them. We were supposed to rule over them. And they said, no, we want the Caucasian man to rule over us and all the ungodly stuff that come with that. All right. But they say they want to have a six-pack, six-figure, and be over 6 feet. The only women in the United States that do that, the men of their community or race or ethnicity. That every man that's been with a woman other than a black woman will tell you that woman treated me way better than a black woman ever did. I'm one of those men. I noticed that when y'all saw the relationship I had with the woman in Colombia, y'all saw the relationship I had with the woman in Brazil. All right, I want y'all to think about that. And basically, it is because all I had to do for them is be a good man. With the BAW, no matter how good of a man I am, because I'm not a thug, that's not going to suffice for them. Because after they get run through by thugs, all right, so they require us, the good man, to have 6-figure, 6 feet, 6-pack. They don't need nothing because welfare. These women can live off of welfare every year. They can live off of housing, and that's okay. All right. They can live off of all of that, but that's okay. Their problem then becomes when they pop out them children from them thugs. Well, I need a man that's 6 feet with 6-figure income. And that's what they want. And they don't even want him. Because what they want to do is use him, be married to him for a little bit, give him a little bit of a tail, but give him a whole lot of stress. And then 5 years later, divorce him. Remember, greater than 80% of the marriages that black women are in are initiated by the black women, not because of infidelity, but for irreconcilable differences. Now, and how they continue to sell us out. When Ta-Nehisi Coates became the writer Panther, before he became the writer, right? But he's a hero. Understand this, with all the powers that he have, right? And he was solo. He beat the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom. All right. And his thing was about protecting Wakanda. All right. His thing was about protecting Wakanda. Ta-Nehisi Coates came up with the Dora Milaje. How it was going to be women protecting a black man. Let's use the word black because that's how he would say it. I'm going to have these black women protecting the black men. First of all, when it first started, it was a ceremonial thing. All right, first of all, when this first started, it was a ceremonial thing. All right, and as a ceremonial thing, Let me see. As a ceremonial thing, um, these women were his wives. But then with feminism taking over, these women started to become more powerful than all the men in Wakanda. He did that. He robbed Afro boys of an image for them to aspire to, a hero for them to read. He robbed that from them and gave it to females. Feminists. Ta-Nehisi Coates did that. So now little Afro boys have to go back to looking at Falcon, who is given the shield by a Caucasian man. I like him being friends with Captain America. I like Bucky in him, but let's just be real. He was a sidekick. War Machine was a sidekick. Black Panther, Luke Cage. Luke Cage he beat Dr. Doom too. But Black Panther and Luke Cage were he was strong and agile without the little plant, the heart-shaped herb. But once he had the heart-shaped herb, he was built up, right? Ta-Nehisi Coates took that away. And now feminists are so happy. I wanted to put this up here. The Dora Milaje are Wakanda's greatest asset, not Black Panther. This was written by Ashley Wilson. All right. When we talk about traitors and betrayal to Afro people, the Black woman is trying to eliminate the Afro man from everything and our image. Any positive image we have is not the Caucasian man doing it. It's being done by the hands of the Black woman. And I had to show this to you. Make no mistake, the warrior women of Wakanda are some of the most formidable heroes in comics. And this is the making of Ta-Nehisi Coates. And this is what the stuff that he made, this is what it has spawned. It has totally taken away the one. All right, we got maybe Blade. But the one regal hero, kind of like a Dr. Doom, but the one regal hero that Afro boys had to look up to, this man robbed boys of that because his feministic agenda mind that then allowed whoever came over. I don't know how they fixed this BS. I don't know how they fixed the BS. All right, she goes on to write in another paragraph. I'll put the link. Remind me to put the link in the description box. Black Panther is a superhero in his own right, but even he needs protecting sometime. And that's not true. Remember, by himself, he beat the Avengers. By himself, he beat the Fantastic Four. In the movie, and only in the movie, for Hollywood, for all the people, they had Afro men being weaker than the women to the point where they bowed down to the women. In the movie, that never happened in the comics. The Afro men who had always been the protectors of Wakanda. In every battle, it was the men that fought the battles in Wakanda, if you read the comics. Women fighting the battles of men didn't start happening until Ta-Nehisi Coates created this garbage. Because he was more interested in female fans to the point where he didn't mind destroying a legacy character for Afro boys to look up to. The Dora Milaje was not tasked with protecting Wakanda. All right. So this is, see, with people that actually read the comics, all right, if we're not careful, if we're not careful, if we're not careful as Afro men and start creating our own stuff that's not running controlled by Caucasian people, we won't have nothing but dirt. The fact of the matter is that right now, the only thing our children inherit is dirt right now. And why? Because they're primarily raised by the single BAW. All right. So, yeah. All right. Let me see where I'm at. So, now, all right. Let's see. So, basically, as this war stuff warms up, mm, So any of those who want to join the panel, wow, this is just really ridiculous. So, wow, hold on. Let me do it this way. Can y'all hear me okay? Go back up and